smoke is quieting down. Seems like we've got to a lot of the smoke. Dub, you got smoke?
Just a few quick thoughts for me, and then I'd love to hear from y'all. The Amani for Flip trade when a music guest comes. I ain't gonna make some noise for that, y'all. Come on, make some.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, fuck y'all too,
Mel.
He is better. He is.
You always take it to the next
Flip
level.
gonna see this.
Flip, fine.
Okay.
Well, Flip don't really say anything.
Yo, make-
Oh, he's back.
Why don't we catch Flip up on what we've been talking about?
Yeah, what y'all been clapping it up on?
How about y'all?
Everybody who's clapping should say share.
Don't let you.
What? Well, I don't say nothing behind nobody back that I won't say.
I know
in
you
their
say it
face.
again.
What the fuck
It's
y'all
not my
talking
seat.
about? Yeah, I'll say it again. Or the Amani for Flip trade when the music guest comes, like let's make some noise, but nobody clapped but me and Mel.
Oh,
And I pointed out that Mel clapped, and she said, "Well, he is better."
Yeah. And Mel is kind of just letting him and not speaking up. They thinking that, yo, nigga, why are you obsessed? Get off her dick.
you
Stop
ask
talking
Mel?
about her. Stop joking with her.
No.
Stop focusing on. But she won't never say.
I'm saying, but do you ask Mel
that's
to
my
come
road
and
dog.
give you some?
What's going on, y'all? We are back with the files. Now listen, Melyssa Ford is doing QueenzFlip dirty. Let's talk about it, right? We all clown QueenzFlip for going too far with the jokes, right? He teases Melyssa Ford about her personal life, her relationship status, her age, even her past. And the audience usually sides with Mel, painting Flip as the one who's always crossing the line. But here's the twist. Come to find out, Melyssa Ford is the one who actually wants Flip to engage with her like that, okay? And that's wild. Think about it.
They don't know that Mel came on the balcony like, yo, Flip, turn up. They don't know you be producing in real time, man. Tell them niggas, right?
Oh, yeah, because you got in trouble, right?
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Because you got in trouble. She ain't bail you out.
No, but she did tell me on the balcony. She said, yo, I need you to turn up.
We got that. But when the community turned on you, she was off in Monaco somewhere.
Oh, but she's not really online.
I like these moves.
She's not really online.
That's one of the lies she keeps up.
Oh, so she was watching
No.
them.
That's one of the lies.
Did you not
Oh, girl.
I did.
Did you not tell me on the balcony, man?
I did.
Thank you. Shout out to Mel. Don't say anything like that, Mel.
About it. Flip is out here catching bullets from the fans for being too much, while behind the scenes, Mel is nudging him to bring the energy, to poke, to prod, and to stir the pot. But when he's not around, she throws him right under the bus, okay? Flip was heated because Mel did exactly that. She talked down on him when he wasn't there to defend himself. But then, okay, turns around and asks him for podcast favors when she needs a boost. That's a one-sided friendship right there if I've ever seen one. Now, here's where it gets even messier. Joe Budden stirred the pot like, only he can do. He said he liked swapping Imani for Flip whenever there was music guests on the pod. Then Joe turned to the cast and asked them if they agreed. Nobody clapped, all right? Nobody co-signed except Melyssa, all right? I think they all knew that Joe was, trying to be messy, all right? Not only did Mel clap, she doubled down. She said Flip isn't good with music guests, and then twisted the knife even further by explaining why, all right? Saying that Flip doesn't even speak when the artists are there. That's not just her trying to, give commentary. That's a character assassination, all right? Because you know how the internet works. We know how Joe Budden feels about people not talking on the pod, how Ian feels about people not talking on the pod. It all takes one soundbite, one clip, one sentence, like Flip, doesn't speak with the music guests. And suddenly YouTubers and bloggers are running with it. Narratives form. Flip isn't performing. Flip isn't adding value. You know what I'm saying? Whole channels will be dedicated to segments to that narrative. All right? Now, meanwhile, who's really the one on the pod being quiet? Melyssa. All right? Half the time she's sitting there just looking good for the camera, not saying much at all. Let's be real. Melyssa is positioned more as eye candy than she is a consistent voice on the pod. All right? She tries to play innocent and all of that, like she's never the one stirring drama up. She gets cornered, bats her eyelashes, and pretends she's just, caught in the crossfire. But this wasn't innocent, okay? This was surgical. And to cover her tracks, she tried to soften it by saying, well, Flip would be the first one to admit he doesn't even want to be here when there's a music guest. But hold up. That's another problem right there, okay? You don't give that up to the audience, even if it's true. You're supposed to protect your co-hosts, not hand the fans more ammo to pick them apart. Because think about it. Plenty of people actually enjoy seeing Flip with artists. He's done tons of content with music guests, and people like watching him interact with celebrities. But instead of protecting him, Mel put it out there for the world that Flip wants to leave whenever a music guest shows up. And Ice, he quietly co-signed with her. Nobody really caught it, but he agreed that Flip is the first one ready to go home when an artist is in the building. That agreement just made Mel's point sting even more. And here's the dynamic, okay? Flip and Mel almost have this toxic COE relationship. She leans into him wilding out, okay? Almost like she enjoys the chaos when he blurts out her business. But when she takes shots at him in return, it's not really in good fun. It's destructive. And Flip doesn't like it, okay? He feels betrayed. I also think Mel is learning how to joke with the guys, in real time because she never, been around this type of environment, okay? But this isn't the first time that Mel has done this to Flip. Okay, she's been on his case about being late, about walking out, about being disruptive. All right, all the things that make him look bad in the audience's eyes. And the more these narratives spread, the harder it gets for Flip to shake them off. The truth is, both of them play with fire. Sometimes Flip goes too far. Sometimes Mel does. But every time they're left to deal with these consequences. The question is, how many times can you bounce back before the damage becomes permanent? And here's the kicker. Right after Mel was talking slick about him, Flip walked right in the room, all right? And you felt the tension. Flip didn't like it. He went at Mark, thinking that Mark was coming at him, but it wasn't even Mark. Now, I want to ask you guys some questions. Do you think Melyssa Ford is secretly sabotaging QueenzFlip? Or is this just a part of their COE relationship? And should Flip call her out on air? Or does he need to just eat it for the sake of the pod? And if you were Flip, would you keep riding with Mel and knowing she plays both sides? Or would you just let her do her own thing? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll be back with the files.
My guy Dub too. That's my man though.
Gang gang.
That's my man, Big Dub.